8radio.com.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the 505 on Racing Show. After weather has postponed us a few times, I'd like to welcome my guest tonight, Kevin Bacik, Long Island Need for Speed, who is, I want to thank you for your help with the Howie Brody interview this past Saturday at his shop. Welcome.
Well.
It did go well, you know. I didn't realize how close Howie was to where I am, and I could have almost walked there. But, you know, Howie welcomed us into his shop, and we spent a good hour and a half, almost 2 hours there, talking racing, the good old days, the future, the present, and it was good. But
yeah, I know his crew chief from, believe it or not, used to drill team race with the Big Shore Redskins.
yeah. Yeah. So what we're going to do is send that to post-production. We're going to do some editing, and we're going to use that as an entire show one day, if we go through it. But again, Kevin, thank you for setting that up.
I enjoy doing it. Anybody else got any stuff they want in here?
Yeah.
Just get all of it.
You know, and if there's something that you as a race team, I know most of you guys that are racing are down at New Smyrna Speedway in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. But if any of you guys and gals out there that are racing and want to be a part of this, just let me know, and we'll make the time for you. Like I said, we went to Howie's shop, and it's tough for Howie to get here between his business and racing, so we went to Howie. So that went well. It was all good. So anyway.
I was in PA at my brother's shop.
Yeah.
All this stuff that he has there.
So what we're going to do tonight, we got some stuff to talk about. We got some stuff going down in Daytona, some stuff going down New Smyrna, some modified stuff. Unfortunately, with the Volusia County, with the dirt stuff that's going on in Volusia, I need a 3-hour show just to review the results of Volusia County. So unfortunately, we won't be able to get that in. But we got the other stuff in. But I got to tell you, Kevin, I'm sure you're hearing and seeing the same stuff. The knockout formula for qualifying at Daytona is a disaster. The teams are hating it. The teams don't even know how to figure it out. There's guys who are wrecking each other on pit road.
Joe, they do it with, like I've been up to Albany Saratoga Speedway, and I've been to Lebanon Valley, which I'm going back to this summer. I was invited. What they do there is they do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like 4 cars out there. Top speed gets the pole, whatever, and they keep going, and keep going. And that's how they draw for your heat races and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They do run heat races.
Yeah.
So that's the way they do it also. 4 cars at a time. And believe me, they get over between the sport mods, or the 320s and the 358s. They got at least 70 cars there.
Mm-hmm.
And the street stocks, and they have late mod. They got well over 120 cars.
Right.
Both tracks, Albany, Saratoga, Lebanon Valley, anywhere's up there. I just can't believe. Even going to Mahoning Valley, they've got at least 30 mods, regular tour type modifies, and they've got at least 20 late models. I mean, mountain closed, but still, I don't know how they get all these cars.
But and get back to this knockout formula. Nobody wanted to go first, so they sat on pit road. They blocked it. Guys are pushing guys out of the way to get out there, and then on the track, you had to team up with somebody to get the top speed and go, and they weren't making that happen. It just didn't seem to work. So all the drivers are in a disarray. In fact, I got some quotes here that I kind of wrote down, and because like Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, they got the front row, and they're not happy. I mean, come on. NASCAR's got to take a look at this, and please don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking what NASCAR is doing. NASCAR works very hard at what they're trying to do. And NASCAR is trying to appease the fans. They're trying to appease the drivers, the owners.
Joe, they got to go back to old technology.
Well, you know, it's not, this qualifying has nothing to do with technology. This qualifying has to do with, I don't know what it has to do. Here's some of the.
They run 125 qualifying races. Like
but this whole qualifying thing has nothing to do with that. Right. What it has to do with is this knockout formula. They got 49 cars for 43 places. And especially at Daytona, it doesn't make sense because this qualifying thing only sets the front row. It sets the pole and outside pole, which was Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. Right. And here's some of the words. This is coming out of the garage area from competitors regarding this knockout formula. It's crazy. It's too chaotic. It's asinine. And it created an element of mayhem. Even the poll winner, Jeff Gordon, yelled at Executive Vice President and Chief Racing Development Officer for NASCAR, sarcastically said, "Great formula. Great formula." It didn't work. Clint Boyer was irate after being wrecked by Reed Sorensen, causing a 4-car wreck. Carl Edwards, and he's a new team with no provisionals, said this is a heck of a way to qualify for the biggest race of the year. And he's right. He's right. You could do this at a Bristol, at a Martinsville, even in New Hampshire. But on a super speedway at Daytona, where all they're doing on pole day, as they call it, is qualifying the front row, they're running the dual 125s on Thursday to set the rest of the field. I don't get it. I don't get it. And maybe I'm the guy that's not too bright, but obviously a lot of guys in the garage don't get it either. Because they're just as upset as I am.
The stands are empty, believe it or not, the stands are empty.
Yeah, they were definitely empty. Now, looking at some of this, how this is going to go down, it's like kind of crazy. But there's certain people that are automatically in, such as the top handful of guys that are owner points, past champions and all that kind of good stuff. But it's the following guys have to race their way in to this event because they don't have provisionals.
Right.
Michael Annett, Ryan Blaney, Ron Hornaday Jr., John Marks, David Reagan, and Reed Sorensen. They have to race their way in. And if they don't race their way in, they're not in it. They're not in it. They go home. And if they do race their way in, because these are guys that they're not cup regulars, they're going to be bumping out some cup
What
regulars.
about Baldwin's driver?
You know?
Is he in?
Nobody's in yet because they got to qualify Thursday.
Right.
So it just doesn't make sense. And, you know, it's kind of funny here because, you know, there's certain guys that are locked in. Obviously, the front row, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, because of qualifying day, they're automatically in.
Right.
Now, based on qualifying speed, the following drivers are automatically in. And when I say automatically in, into the 500, that's Eric Almirola, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Carl Edwards, and Jamie McMurray. Now, Carl Edwards is in purely on speed at this point, not on any provisionals. The following drivers are in on owner's points, guaranteed. Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, and Matt Kenseth. And the past champion, who's guaranteed in, is Tony Stewart. Mm-hmm. Now, how many spots does that leave left? So you got 1, 2, let's see, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 now guys that are automatically in, which leaves 29 spots for 29 or actually 31 drivers. Those dual 125s on Thursday are going to be very interesting.
Wreckfest.
I see it coming. If qualifying was a wreck fest, you know,
Who's going to team up with who or whatever.
Exactly. And there's going to be a lot of back pit deals made.
Yeah, right.
You got to run with me, let's stay together. Even though NASCAR has this really kind of don't like this bump draft thing, but you know they're going to ride around. I see this happening. The first, I don't know, 100 laps or so, they're going to just ride around. Then they're going to get that last pit stop. And then it's going to be, 15 to go, 10 to go. And that's when you're going to see the beating and the banging. You're going to see the guys pushing people out of the way. It's going to take longer to run the last 10 laps than it took the whole race.
The only one thing I hate about NASCAR is the multi-car teams.
Yeah.
I really don't like that. Really.
No.
One
No.
car, one driver. I mean, I'm used to old technology.
Yep.
But old technology worked. No kidding around.
Yeah. And it did, you know.
I was watching videos from back in the 80s, 70s, early 90s.
Yeah.
It was much better racing, and the stands were packed.
Well,
Packed.
yeah, it was a different era too, you know.
Yeah, right.
The economy now is horrible, but
Yeah, right.
you know, like Jay Slice is saying in the chat room, and welcome Jay Slice, that he had 2 hours of TV for qualifying, where they did 7 laps in 3 rounds. You know, I don't know, but 22 Figure it's giving us a little update about the Ranger Islander game. It's Islanders 1, Rangers nothing. After 11 seconds, thank you for the update. I know you're a
wow.
diehard Ranger fan, but
I'm going to the Islander game, the 28th.
there you go.
We're going to the firehouse. We're all going.
So when you look at this qualifying format, and I personally think watching one car at a time do 2 laps on a 2.5 mile racetrack is kind of like watching the grass grow. So there needs to be some kind of a compromise, because if Formula One can do it without it being a wreck fest, there's no reason why NASCAR can't sit down with the owners, the drivers, and the powers to be to come up with a format that's going to work for everybody, and not only the drivers, but for the TV
Right.
and for the fans.
Right. They're supposed to do something with the cars now, less horsepower. Supposed to make the spoiler lower in the back. Doing a lot of different things.
And they seem to be just as fast.
Yeah, right.
They took all this horsepower away, they lowered the spoiler, and they're still just as fast.
Right. I think they got a restrictor plate they're doing too, something like that.
So it's a lot of changes and a lot of stuff going on.
All I know is old man France must be turning over in his grave.
A lot of people are saying that.
It's the truth, man.
A lot of
Kids took
people-
over and ruined
know?
the sport.
It's
That's why I like the other series I was telling you on Saturday. I like going ROC racing. I love that Valente series. I know they don't pay out, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go there like you're going on a regular Saturday night. You don't have you just buy one set of tires. You just it seems like a lot more fun. You don't have to wear fire suits. You know,
No,
I
and-
could show up like this and pit the car.
yeah. Well, they don't pit. That's the thing. That's why they
I see if they get a wreck or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's a whole
you know,
other story.
stuff
but,
like that. But
you know, I looked into racing that series for a couple of events.
ROC, they get at least 30 cars. No bull crap. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same guys every week because it's their touring series.
Yep.
Same thing with the Valente series.
Yep.
They get 30 cars there, maybe more. And the tour racing, I don't know, man.
You know,
I don't get it.
it's going to be interesting to see how many wheel and modified tour cars show up at the Icebreaker
Yeah,
at
right,
Thompson.
right.
That was an event that used to go on a 40, 45,
Oh, yeah.
50 plus cars, and
Yeah, I remember those days. I was helping Johnny Bush back then.
I
That
can
wasn't too
remember-
long ago.
you know, I was the race director at the time, but I used to help out with the tech. I used to do measurements, and I can remember scrambling to get done before practice because there was so many cars
Right.
and so little officials. I looked at a picture just recently. I was going through my follow-up, and I found the picture of all the officials, and it might have been 15 of us for 50 cars.
Wow.
Now there's 30 officials for 25 cars. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. You know,
and-
I don't get the guys. Like I was talking on Saturday, I have respect for you and your guy Wayne Cole. They do it the old-fashioned way: flatbed truck trailer. You know, the gas cans hanging off the side of the car on the nerve bars, tires hanging off, toolboxes inside. That's the way, like I said, me and my brother do it. We're used to that. I'm used to that. That's old time. Not like this freaking $60,000 hauler and. What the hell do you need that for? To go to Connecticut?
Yeah.
You live in Connecticut. Or,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of money. Go with the little trails like you do on Saturday nights, and that's it.
That's it. Hey, we're going to talk about those days. We're going to take a break, and we come back because there's a couple of guys that do that grassroots, old-fashioned stuff,
Right.
and make it happen. And we're going to kick that around when we come back.
It's Chris Less Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Rich Willie. We're some of the proto men. If we see you without this bracelet, you get punched in the But if you have this bracelet from InRavio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Okay, we're back. All right. Before we talk about the old days, I want to offer congratulations to Long Island race car driver, retired race car driver, Yolanda Sheridan, who was inducted into the Living Legends of Auto Racing's Hall of Fame last week. Yolanda, I interviewed her back in August. I did a nice interview with her with a bunch of the other older time drivers. And we're going to have that as a show one of these days. But she started racing like in the 50s. You know?
She ran at Freeport Stadium in the Bomber Division.
Islip, Long Island, all over Long Island racing.
Right. She was friendly with the Brunhussells.
Yep, she is. And I can remember, it was funny, I was sitting there talking to her before I did the interview. I said, Yolanda, when I was a kid, I remember this beat up blue Mustang with white numbers. She goes, oh my God, that car was like 30, 40 years ago. I said, yeah, that's what I remember watching your race. And she goes, yeah, those were the days. And you know what? They were the days, you know? Back in the day, you know, and I can remember Ed Cox, who was the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour Series director. And I remember him sitting down with some of the owners, you know, the Bob Garbarino, Art Barry, the guys that owned the 48, the Key Materials car.
Right, right.
The names, man, they're all escaping me right now. But I can remember we sat in a meeting, and that True Value Modified Series just came to be.
That's a good series, I'm telling you. I ran it with Johnny Bush a couple times.
Some of the guys from our series on off nights were going to run that, off weekends. Ed Cox said to them, guys, you guys keep running that series for $1,500 to win. These tracks that we run at are some of the same ones.
Right.
They're going to lower our purses.
Right.
Oh, they'll never lower it, never lower it. Well, guess what? They did. And I can remember going to Stafford for like $9,000 to win. Not anymore. Not anymore. Thompson, the purses are down. Let's forget about what the Long Island track is paying.
It's the same as it was back in the 70s where I used to go.
Yeah, it's even lower. I mean,
I don't know how they do it. I really don't.
And you know what happens? They keep coming. That's why.
What are you going to do if they want to race?
You know, they'll sit outside the gate, complain about it, but once that gate opens, it's like they're giving you a trophy. Who's through the gate first? I don't get it, you know. And it's just,
you know, if I owned the local track or whatever, I would entice the drivers to come from out of state. I would give a bonus. If somebody won a modified feature that came from Jersey or Connecticut, I would give like an extra $500 bonus. Out of state driver would win. Same thing with the late models or whatever, you know, because there's some cars that ran in Pennsylvania can race down here. You know, I'd give them a bonus that you came from wherever, you got a bonus.
Well, you know, I can remember back in the, I'm going to say, early 80, 81, on paper, I owned a modified.
Right.
A guy bought a modified. You had to have a driver-owner license. I ended up with the owner license, and I used to get all the entry blanks. And right on the bottom of the entry blank, it used to say, $750 to Jerry Cook if he makes a bona fide attempt to qualify.
Right.
$700 to Richie Evans. You know, all the
Right.
top guys to get them to these races, because there was no touring series back then.
Right.
It was wherever you won, the points counted, and you had a national champion.
Yeah, I remember the old All-Star League and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And,
You know,
and Richie Evans and Jerry Cook every Friday night, they made the tow down here to Long Island. They ran as regulars at Freeport Stadium.
Freeport Ice.
Freeport Stadium. Well, they only did ice-lip if there was an extra endurance race.
Right.
You know, like 150
Yeah, they didn't
lappers.
show up for the 35 lappers.
No, they didn't. They stayed over. Like I said, they probably stayed at Charlie J's house or Freddie Auerbach's. You know, they're all friends.
Yeah, but you know, you don't have that anymore. You know, it's so structured, and maybe the structure is needed. Maybe, I don't know. And it's a lot easier, I'm sure, for NASCAR to tabulate the points now because it's the same group going week after week or once every 3 weeks. I guess the way they race now. But you know, when you look back in those days, like you said, nobody had these big $1 million haulers to go race for 4,000 to win.
Right.
You know, back then, I mean, you're talking 30 years ago, you were getting 10,000 to win, 15,000 to win, and you'd race 2 or 3 times a week. You had your open trailer, you had your Ram trucks. You made it happen.
Yeah, right.
You made it happen.
Yeah, right.
And I can remember going down to Bristol and helping out Wade Cole for my first event as a non-official that I went to, and I got there, everything was unloaded. I'm not thinking where everything came from. Now, at the end of the show, we're getting ready. We got to load up. What went under the car? What went on the roof? What went in between the Nerf bars?
It's the way we do it.
Strapped to the back bumper.
That's the way we do it. That's the way we do it. We don't even cover the car going home. It's raining out. The freaking interior got
It gets
wet.
wet. It gets wet.
Who cares? Who cares?
You know? I'm like, wow, you know. It was, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, right.
And then parked in between us were these
Right.
$1 million haulers.
Yeah, like they would use for the Cup cars or Indy cars or drag racing, those big haulers.
The only advantage I saw is I was able to charge my phone because I could plug it in. You know?
Like I said, down at Turkey Derby, I went inside Tommy Baldwin's hauler, and all right, the downstairs part is like a machine shop. You got all cabinets down there. You carry spare motors, jacks, tire things. There's a thing for tires.
Yeah.
There's stuff for springs where you can make springs, make all that stuff's there. And the 2 race cars go up top. Then you go into the other part. It's like going into your living room. You can hang out in there and watch TV. The air conditioner's going. You know, they got a little lounge area there where you can make sandwiches or whatever. It's like a little kitchen. It's great. I love it. But you don't need that to go to freaking, say, from here to Stafford. You're doing it you're 3 or 4 hours, or you live in Connecticut and you're going down the road. What the hell you need to take?
I know. Yeah, it's.
I don't know. I don't get it. That's why I like the way you guys do it, the old-fashioned way, and you get the crap done, man.
There's a guy.
I love you guys, man.
I'm not going to say his
really
name,
do
but
love you guys.
There's a guy that's from Long Island. He lives 2 miles from his local racetrack, and he has a $1 million hauler
How's your daddy?
to go 4 miles.
Dave Bagatti.
I'm not even talking.
Or it could
about
be the other guys. Hey, Sap, how you doing, buddy?
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Or it could be Sap, too. He's got that new hauler, but Sap's not coming around much.
Because I know Dave travels. Dave goes down to North Carolina
Yeah, right,
side.
right.
He goes all over the place with it.
Right.
But And I like Dave Sapienza. He's a good guy, and then he helped me out a few times over the years. And
He's going tour racing. He told me at Turkey
That's what he
Derby when he
said.
put that car on the pole, and that thing was running like a raped
Yeah.
ape.
It's-
And he had a regular engine builder from Riverhead Raceway who was a tech inspector,
Yeah, well,
and that thing was running like a raped ape.
That's
Hey, I
it.
got Walter. You built a good motor. That thing was running good, and I mean really good.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm
I don't
proud
know.
of him, really.
I don't.
I'm serious.
He does okay, you know. But like I said, you don't need that. They don't need this stuff, and it seems like.
Remember on Saturday, Howie Brody was bringing up that maybe they should go to crate motors, and that would save the cost and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Howie, you think he has a lot of money, but he ain't got. Forget about it. He was saying that he had to get a used motor for last season to run him with a used motor
And won a championship.
and won a championship. And I don't understand it. He's building another car, but actually he's stripping the stuff off the car that was in the back there and putting stuff on the new car.
Yeah.
And what's he going to do with the other chassis? Keep it in case he crashes?
Pretty much.
I
Because that's
guess-
only he bought a new chassis.
Right. It's a nice
and
chassis.
all the bolt-on stuff is going to go on.
But I looked at it like I told you. It looks, the cage part and the rear clip part looks like the same as the Torah car from '77.
Pretty much from the firewall back.
Right.
Looks pretty much the same.
Same
the
as-
stuff up in the front is
It's a little different because I noticed those bars underneath. I was like, oh, is this new? Because I don't remember them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
they've been
saying,
around
from
for a few
underneath.
years. But
Because
there's-
that's all covered anyway.
They made a lot of. They want this stuff to break away, is what they want.
Right. And I like my brother's car. That thing hit the wall and it was all over, man.
Yeah, and that's what they want to happen. But anyway, the old days. It was.
And the same thing like we were talking about Bob O'Rourke. People had a lot of respect for Bob O'Rourke. And I think that's what the local track needed was somebody like Bob O'Rourke back again. And that place could be so great if they would just...
You know what happened, and this is from seeing it firsthand. Bob O'Rourke ran the show. He ran.
You need
the
somebody
show.
like that again because,
And-
Joe, that place was... You had guys come from Connecticut,
I
Jersey,
know.
wherever, just to come to race. Meanwhile, they could go 20 miles to Stafford or whatever, and race, or Thompson or whatever. They'd rather come down here to race.
Well, this is what happens when a promoter isn't promoting and the promoter's trying to run the show. Now, when Bob O'Rourke did stuff, he battled with the promoters. No matter what track he went to, he fought for his competitors, he fought for the teams, and he was a true races official.
Right.
If you messed up, you're going to get your head handed to you by him.
He was a tough guy.
I spent some time in his office, and there were times, I'll admit that, I wanted to come out crying.
I seen him yelling and screaming at guys.
And he didn't stop, and he's hitting
No,
his desk.
no,
and
yeah,
he's
you're
out.
right. You're right.
But it was over. When it was over, it was over.
Right.
And
Like
then
you
what-
said Saturday, the guys would be like fighting it out on the racetrack, and then next thing you know, they're drinking in the pits together.
And that's missing.
Yeah, and not like, oh, here they come. Here comes the
No.
you know what again.
But back in the
They're
Bob
getting tired
O'Rourke
of coming.
days- Yeah, back in the Bob O'Rourke days, he ran the show. He didn't have to call the promoter and say, oh, I want to do this. No, he did it. He just did it. And that has been a complete flip-flop where the guys that are officiating, not only on Long Island, but a lot of the local tracks,
Right.
they can't make a move or a decision without checking with the promoters or the track operators. And you know what?
You got a NASCAR rule book. Follow your rule
Follow
book.
the rule book. It'll be like an umpire in baseball.
Right.
When a pitch comes in and, let me call down to headquarters and see if I could call out a strike. You can't operate that way. And then what happens is things, when they do happen on the racetrack, don't get taken care of.
Right then and
properly.
there.
Right then and there, and it festers. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on.
I see at other racetracks, like I said, when we go to Albany, Saratoga, if there's an accident and somebody gets wrecked, the guy that caused the accident is automatic black flag for the night. The guy flips over or whatever,
Right.
he's the same thing. And I seen it at Bethel in a four-cylinder division. The guy got out and went and cold-cocked the guy that spun out or whatever because, they both got in an accident.
Yeah?
And I asked the announcer, because I was right next to the announcer's booth, what's going to happen? That's it. He's done. He's done for the night. He's done for the rest of the year. I know we only have 4 or 5 more races. He's done. He's done. He ain't coming back. And that's what they did. They nipped it in the butt right then and there. He's not coming back. Tell him to park his car. Tell him to get out of the racetrack right now.
Yeah.
And that's what they did right then and there.
Yeah. I saw at Thompson when they did a tour race where Rene Dupree and Carl Carl, yeah. Wow, why am I remembering names? Forget names. He ran the 75 car. Fast track.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She got into him, wrecked him. What does he do? He goes over to her car, pulls the window, and he like hits her in the head.
That should be automatic suspension. See you
Suspension. They
later.
took him out in cuffs.
Very good.
They-
You know why?
they-
Because the freaking state police run everything up there.
Exactly.
Same as in Jersey.
Exactly.
Same thing in Massachusetts.
Well, here, depending on who you are, you hit somebody in the head, you're either going to get a handshake, or nothing.
That's what it is, Joe. There's really no discipline. It's unfortunate, but what are you
yeah,
going to do? Maybe that's why people don't want to
You know,
come.
and here's something that you probably saw, and we'll take a break after this. New Smyrna Speedway, late model, crashes, engulfed in flames. Did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen that on the YouTube thing.
The guy was, let's see, Jordan Ives, the nephew of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s crew chief, survived this fiery crash.
Yeah, I've seen pictures
And
of
I'm
it.
watching pictures and videos of it. They're trying to put out a gasoline fire with a garden hose.
All right. I hate to tell you this, but it happens at your local racetrack. There's a CO2. I know it costs a lot of money to refill the CO2, but that's the proper extinguisher to use on an oil or gasoline fire because it smothers it. That's what the foam does.
Takes the air out.
You do not take a water extinguisher and use it to do that. A water extinguisher is for wood. Water extinguishers were for leaves, grass fire, stuff like that.
Right.
It's not when you have an electrical fire, you use the CO2 powder, or the same thing like I said, if the car was burning, you use the CO2 extinguisher. I know it costs a lot of money to refill, but that's the proper thing to do. And if I could carry the thing, I would drop my video camera and go over there and put the fire out.
Yep.
We need training on that also, and I would be willing to show those guys how to do it. Same thing with the Jaws of Life. The Jaws of Life they have, I know they can't afford it, but that thing is outdated.
It is outdated.
I don't even know if they started at all. I'm not trying to trash the racetrack,
No,
but I'm just telling you true-to-life facts.
But anyway, going back to this New Smyrna. New Smyrna Speedway is a NASCAR-sanctioned racetrack. It took over 15 minutes for the local fire department to get. By that time, the car was gone.
Yeah, right.
Thank God the guy got out.
Yeah, right.
And I'll tell you what, there used to be a big sign over the pit sign-in windows at New Smyrna. It said, this is a dangerous sport. You're racing at your own risk.
Right.
And you know what? Racing at your own risk. Anybody would race at a facility that has no fire equipment. It's got to be crazy.
That's like when you go to other tracks. The local fire department is there, and, they come for nothing. You just put out the little boot and do a little collection. They don't even have that. They go because they enjoy racing.
Yeah, exactly.
I see it at any racetrack I go to. It's the local fire department is there, and they take care of all that stuff, including their ambulance, all that stuff. It's all, and they enjoy doing it,
Well,
really.
years ago, and this is way back. I was still here on Long Island as the head guy, and I believe it was called the Florida Speed Park, just outside of Jacksonville or St. Louis, something like that. And a guy hit the wall, a ton.
Right.
The last guy I saw hit a wall that hard was me.
Right, yeah.
But the guy wasn't moving. The guy was like,
out cold.
he wasn't. There was nothing. So I mosey on down to the area because that's what I do, and the ambulance is over in turn 2.
Right.
I says to the official who's they're just staring at the guy. Nobody's doing anything. I said, you want to go get that ambulance? I'm thinking he
I don't
goes,
get
oh,
it.
there's no motor in that ambulance. It's there for show.
I know one thing, at your local racetrack, they can't race until that ambulance is there. Same thing with the fire department, drill team racing, you have to have an ambulance there. It's state law.
I don't get it. But anyway, and speaking of safety, got a word that the flaggers in all NASCAR series, Cup,
To the local
Xfinity,
tracks.
Craftsman, the Craftsman Camping or Truck Series, Craftsman, well, that's a long time ago, and the Touring Series, K&N and the Whalen and whatnot, the flaggers must wear helmets in the flag stand.
They do with dirt.
You know?
Dirt sanction races, they all wear helmets.
I'll tell you what, I've been in the flag stand. I've flagged a lot of practices.
I've been up there too, videotaping.
And I've backed up during races. I backed up the flag guys, and I've been hit with stuff, and it hurts.
Rubbers, yeah, the rubber.
Yeah, I mean, like baseball-sized pieces of rubber come flat, boom, hit you.
The worst is dirt. I did some video of dirt.
Man.
That mud, oh my God.
So there should
Rocks.
be, eye protection and helmets, and that's good. And if you noticed at the Sprint Unlimited, there was no pit road officials.
Wow.
Because now the pit road officials work in a production trailer, and they make decisions based on what the camera sees on a monitor. I guess that works. I guess because you don't miss anything, you can always rewind. Did I miss that? I've worked pit road. I've worked pit road at Daytona. I've worked pit road at Bristol, New Hampshire.
Right.
Some of the smaller tracks, Stafford, Thompson. I've been hit, because the driver, his job is to drop. The jack drops the car, boom, he goes.
I seen that at the Thompson 300 once. One of the guys, I think on the 3 car, the 3 modified from the Bowler car, one of the crew members got run over on pit road, man.
Yep.
I couldn't believe that one.
Yep.
That was during the 300 lapper at Thompson. I was running with Johnny Push back then, yeah. I have it on video. It wasn't a pretty scene.
I can remember going home and taking my fire suit out of my fire suit bag to bring to the dry cleaners, and there'd be wheel marks on my backside. And I remember getting hit.
Right.
Because your adrenaline's flowing, and I'd have 3 or 4 cars in the modifieds. Man, when I worked the truck race, I had just one. It was like a vacation. But
Yeah, right.
Pit road is a dangerous place. Even at 55 miles an hour at the speed limit for Daytona,
Right.
a lot happens at 50. That's 100 feet a second.
It's like being on the back of the C-truck, tournament racing.
Anyway, we're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that went on at New Smyrna Speedway when we come back.
What's up, guys? We're Scared No Fair, and we're here with Enravio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Enravio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Enravio.com. Enravio.com wants you. Enravio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to enravio.com/join the team.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Rich Weller. We're some of the proto men. If we see you without this bracelet, you're a punch in the But if you have this bracelet from enravio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit hansoncarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, we're back. Hey, the K&N Pro Series opened their season at New Smyrna Speedway this past weekend with Austin Hill taking down the win, with Dalton Sargent second, Gray Golding third, Scott Heckert fourth, and Kyle Benjamin rounding out the top five. And I'll tell you what, I would have liked to see that race. And I know there was ways to view it online or whatever. I bet you they put on a real nice show down there.
Probably.
They put on a real nice show.
I like that ARCA race Saturday. That was pretty good too.
Yeah, that was. I didn't get to see that. What was I doing Saturday? I don't even know.
We were together in the morning. But
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but I don't know what I did in the afternoon.
I was on at 4 o'clock.
But anyway, and now they had, of course, the World Series of asphalt racing at New Smyrna Speedway with tour type modifieds. They ran on Friday and Saturday night, and on Friday night, Ryan Preece was the first one across the line, but post-race inspection took the win away, giving it to Justin.
Whose car was he driving? Who?
It's the 6. The Partridge car.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Why
it
would
was
they
DQ.
cheat? They don't cheat.
Well, they were light.
Oh, okay.
Because they
Should put more
from,
gas
from
in.
what I don't know this for a fact, but from what I understand is they went to a spec motor, and it's a different weight with the spec motor.
I got a question for you. What's he going to do on Saturday night? Is he going to drive for Partridge or is he going to drive for Parks? What's the deal there?
The tour race is primary.
Okay, but what happens, like when they have the 77 lapper or they have those double point races? What's he going to do?
I know that the 6 car is housed in Connecticut, so I don't think
No, they have down here in, believe it, Cowerton. There's a couple of cars there.
they're not historic cars.
I don't know what the hell they are. There's
Yeah,
a
it's
couple
not
of cars
historic
there.
Historic cars are the Grasso brothers, Wrencham up their shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because
that's what
I
it is.
seen 2 of them down here. Plus, he has the Chizombak car.
Yeah.
The
So anyway,
Wolfsburg car.
so Justin Bonsignor, who crossed the line second, gets
Okay,
handed
Long
the win.
Island boy.
And deservedly so, and the leader is, 11 pounds light. I don't know if I would have took a win away from a guy for 11 pounds. But anyway, J.R. Bertuccio, good solid run in second. Jimmy Zacharias third. Kevin Goodale
Very good, very good.
finishes fourth, and Dalton Baldwin finishes fifth. On the 14th, Valentine's Day, Ryan Preece adds the weight, still comes in number 1.
Good.
Chuck Cosfield second, J.R. Bertuccio third, Justin Bonsignor fourth, and Jimmy Zacharias rounding out.
I like the Zacharias.
They're good people. A little crazy. I've seen them in action.
They're always
school.
anywhere I go to, they always talk to me.
Oh, they're good people.
And I met them at Turkey Derby.
They are good people.
And they're like, oh, yeah, what happened? You come? Yeah, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to Riverhead and run a couple shows next year. Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's and
Because I know them from Mountain Speedway when they ran the
I
series
met
there.
them up at Spencer.
And I have
Yeah,
old
come on.
videos of the grandfather racing and the father racing, and
It's
I
like
gave
a
them all those videos.
third generation
They're
people.
happy, man. They're just,
good people.
they're always shaking my hand.
Good
And,
people.
really?
You know,
Well, I
but-
know them from, like I said, we're going weekly with Johnny Bush up to Mountain Speedway.
Silverback, he's asking questions here. Silverback, am I going to help wait? Of course, but it snows every doggone weekend, and I'm not talking flurries, we're talking feet. So
Yeah, right.
once the weather breaks, we'll be up in Riverton, Connecticut. I think that's the name of the town that we got. And anyway, some good news before we take a break. Another break. The Whelen Modified Tour, not only the Whelen, the touring series, but my heart's closest to the touring guys. NBCSN We'll be televising
Oh, I get that. That's
4,
good.
6, 8, 10 events, if I'm not mistaken.
10 races, very good.
The first 2 at Thompson, then they're going to come down to Long Island in June, and New Hampshire, the All-Star race at New Hampshire for the modifieds, then the race on the 18th of July, Monadnock, Bristol, back to New Hampshire, Stafford, and then the last race at Thompson at the World Series. So some TV time.
How did they work out
Much
that
deserved.
deal with the local track?
Much deserved.
You know what I'm saying.
That's all part of NASCAR, you know.
I guess so.
But the NASCAR wants it, NASCAR gets it.
Very good.
You know, as you know. Yeah, Silverback, 3 feet of snow. How am I going to get there? It takes me 4 hours of clear, dry highway going up over the Drogs Neck to the Hutch, to 84, to Route 8, and pass by your place. Then I got to stop and see you on the way back. So it's like a weekend trip, big guy. But we're trying to make it happen. And Wade said if there's snow, he's not going to be at the shop anyway. He's going to be out taking care of business. You know, so anyway. But that's like 22 figure 8. That is awesome. The tour needs that. I'll tell you what, I've been working on some sponsorship proposals, and a couple of companies said, what kind of TV you got? And at the time, there was none. Now I go back to them. We got TV.
Good.
So that makes it big. Anyway, this past Saturday night, the Sprint Unlimited 75-lap dash for the cash. Matt Kenseth was the winner. Martin Truex Jr. second. Carl Edwards third. Casey Mears fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Followed by Joey Logano in sixth. Jeff Gordon seventh. Kyle Busch eighth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. ninth. And Danica Patrick rounding out the top 10. 25 cars started this race.
Right.
13 were destroyed. And now this race is a non-points race.
Right.
Paid Kenseth pocketed over $198,000.
Who sponsored that? Bush?
Sprint.
Sprint. Oh,
Yeah, it used to be the Busch Clash.
Right,
Remember?
right,
It was
right.
the Bud Shootout. Now
Yeah,
it's,
right.
Now it's the Sprint Unlimited. The Sprint Unlimited. 198 grand for one. That's why it was a beating and banging type of race, man.
Yeah, paid out some good money.
You know, it's all about that. It's all about the money.
You're going to work on Bodine, right?
You're not kidding.
Hey, let me tell you a story about Jeffrey. I went to Darlington with Bill Szymanski because I used to help him on his 41 street stock, or back then it was, I forget what it was called. Then we built a pro stock out of it and ran Connecticut when Islip closed. So I go down here with my photo album, and I had Jeffrey sign the thing, right? I go, Jeffrey, remember this car? This car ran Freeport Islip. Remember you used to come down here and all that? Who cares? That's in the past. And they forget where they came from. And all of a sudden, I don't like the Bodines. Screw them.
Oh, man. I can't
And
say
then
that.
Todd Bodine bought.
I got to be
off
nice to the Bodine.
Right, Todd Bodine bought a chassis off of. We bought off of Parks. It was Parks' Arca car, and never raced it, never did anything. I had the thing painted Coca-Cola red, all that crap.
Yeah.
And then it wound up going there, and the one of the Bodines got it. I think it was Jeffrey. No, not Jeffrey. What's the younger one? Todd. Todd Bodine got it, and I don't know where it went after that.
Yeah. It's probably sitting somewhere in some shop.
I don't know, everything was there. Just had to put a body and a motor, and you're ready to go. Had a rear, everything was there.
But,
It was a roller.
And you look at those, like the modifieds of yesteryear and the vintage racing, which you're heavily involved
Yeah,
with.
we got another one now, the 26 of Gary McDonald's car, the
Oh,
old
really?
Pinto. Yeah, it's still
Okay.
sitting out at the house. We just got to go pick it up. He gave it to. He talked to me one day at Riverhead during the tour race. He's like, Kev, you and your brother still into the vintage stuff? I go, yeah. Come to my house. We're going to give you the Pinto. I'm like, what? Yeah. So we got the Pinto.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs a lot of work. It's just a cage, body. I think it's got a rear in it, and I think that's about it. So you can use it for parts, whatever. I don't know.
Did you see what 22 Figure 8 just wrote?
What?
The Sprint Unlimited race was like him and I on lap one of our features back in the day.
Oh, that's great.
Here's the way, and I bring this up every once in a while, because you can laugh about it then. Now, it wasn't funny then. I'm out there, I'm trying to get the best position I can and get away from the junk. And unfortunately, I was the junk. And
Was that with the old Mustang? Or what'd you have back then?
No, that was with the
Camaro? No.
No, that might have been with the Lumina. When I had the what was it? The Caterpillar yellow Lumina with green trim.
What year was that?
94.
Oh shit!
And
I gotta
in
go.
95, I had the T-Bird.
I gotta go looking at the archives.
So here we are. It's lap one. The green flag flies. We go carving through the DX, and I get a little squirrel, and I take out the 22. So we're getting towed in, and I guess I got towed
The 22,
in
that
first.
was the black car, right? He
It
always
was a
had the.
red and white and orange, that kind of car. It was a
I thought
twin
they-
to Roger Maynard's.
Oh, okay. I thought they had the black car,
So
black 22.
he's getting towed in. He's sitting in his car and he goes, Joe, lap one, Joe? Are you kidding me? Lap one? I was like, what am I going to say? I don't know. I didn't wreck on purpose. You know? But, yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
We laugh about
You
it
tried,
today.
You tried.
You know, we laugh about it. And no, I tell you, and the 22 figure eight car, that was always a good looking car. It was always kept nice. It was
Right.
painted nice, leaded nice, you know. And unfortunately, you know, I kind of, some of my paint was on his car more than once.
Well, I was watching some old videos and stuff like that when Wireless Sports was doing it. Oh, my God. All those cars they used to have there. I remember going as a kid, like you said, two Conzi races.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You used to qualify in the oval, and then you had to switch over to everything to run the 8. And, I mean, back then you had some good-ass wrecks, flips, everything. That was figure 8 racing.
You know,
like today it's like, that's it, man. You know,
Well,
it's
like
follow the leader.
I told Howie, I said,
I would take the blunderbuss cars, make them into figure
there
8s.
was 80 cars, 80 figure eight cars that I started 33rd in the concept.
Yeah.
To
I
take
remember
two.
those days.
To take two. And there was no hot laps. You just lined up in the backstretch, 1, 2, 3, and 4, boop, boop, green flag. Rainbow Toronto, drop the green, you go racing.
That's when they had those 57 Chevys, the old Fords.
Yeah, well, a lot of us had the old Ford and Chevy, the 56 Ford chassis and 57
Right.
Chevys, and Andy
Tanks.
Roney had the Barracuda.
Yeah, I remember those.
But I had a car built by Clay Walson. It was actually rebuilt. It had a 56 Ford chassis and body. He took it off, changed it around, made it nice, and put a 67 Mustang body on it.
Yeah,
I have
right.
pictures of that car still to this day.
I remember
But,
you guys racing at Freeport, too. You ran with the late models.
We rode
and
the
then
late models.
Yeah, they let you run with the late models because I used to
Yeah.
go to Freeport on Saturday nights.
That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty cool that you guys could race with the late models. Those late models look nice.
They
I
do.
think they look better than the old days because you could relate to what type of car it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, they had Chevelles
Yep.
and they had Mustangs and I forget what else they had. Mostly Chevelles.
Mostly
a couple
Chevelles.
of Camaros,
Yep.
early, like my Camaro
The
outside.
Ford Torino, there was a couple
Yeah,
of Ford
yeah.
Torinos out
Nice
there.
looking cars, man.
You know, and I can remember one of my late model guys, who I ended up getting to know through a friend of mine, Ron Gibbs. He drove the 58, the yellow Chevelle, and he was a teacher in the West Babylon School District, and my best friend, his father was a teacher,
Right.
and we're throwing a baseball around the backyard, and this guy's working on his father's car, and he says, my friend says to me, that guy races at Freeport, do you know him? I said, nah, I don't know too many Freeport guys, I'm an
Right,
ISIP guy. So he goes and introduced me. We sat, pulled up a tie, we sat and we talked racing. I was a kid. I was
Right,
like
right.
17, 18 years old. And Ron goes, what a real good guy. And his son raced a Charger car here in Long Island. And,
Right.
he's, gone on to other things. But, I don't know.
I see my cousins on there. Curly foot.
Cutie Foot? That's your cousin?
Yeah, Greg.
He's on
You're
all-
right, Greg.
he's on all the time.
The cars ain't running right now. You're right, Greg. If that's Greg Temporino. Yeah, you're right, Greg. The cars, you know the deal, Greg.
Yeah.
They're all sitting in mothballs right now.
And 22 figure, he's saying the day before opening day, he took a lot of pictures. I used to do that.
Yeah, right.
I used to do
That's
that.
when the car was clean.
Take a lot of pictures. It's funny. I can remember a guy running, I guess it was his iSlip. He wins opening night, and the car's in primer with tape numbers.
Oh, I love to do that. We did that with the tournament trucks before we had a big win with them. We used to run it in primer when I was with the Roadrunners and
So
stuff
then,
like that.
2-3 weeks later, he wins another feature. Now, at least
Right.
the numbers are painted.
Yeah, right.
Wins another feature 2-3 weeks later, and now he has a sponsor. He wins another feature a few weeks after that. Now the car's all littered. Wins a feature weeks after that. The car's all beat and banged.
We did that, like I said, with the C truck with the team I'm with now, North Leonardhurst. We ran it, and like I said, even when I raced with the Roadrunners, we ran it a year and not even primer. It was just basic tin, silver.
Yeah.
And then another year they ran it in primer and finally got painted. And same thing with our North Leonardhurst C truck. It has no lettering on it. It says piston knockers or anything like that. It's just regular paint job.
Yeah.
They're waiting for another state championship to put the freaking state championship stuff on it.
Yeah.
B truck's loaded with everything.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll start wrapping up, and we'll talk about what's coming up.
Too
when
bad we couldn't
come
have a
back.
2-hour show, man. It's getting good.
over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, this is Chris Les Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Through. Wasn't JD, man. I got the gun.
Hey, we're back. All right, we're going to be wrapping up. Coming up this week, we got the qualifying races for the Sprint Cup race. This is coming up Sunday. The Camp World Truck Series race Friday. The Xfinity race Saturday. The Sprint Cup race on Sunday. The granddaddy of all, the Daytona 500.
We're having a Daytona 500 party. It's open to the public. If anyone wants to come down to North Lyndhurst Fire Department, straight path of Wellwood.
All right.
$10.
$10 gets you in.
Get food, everything, man.
All right.
Raffles, all that stuff.
That's Wellwood a straight path.
Yeah, great
All
time, man. Giant screen TVs.
All right, you guys are looking for a good time place to watch the race. That's the place to go.
Yeah, we treat you real good. We have a lot of fire departments coming.
Now we got the remainder of the New Smyrna World
Right.
Series of asphalt auto racing.
That's a
down
good
in New
track. I've
Smyrna.
been there. I loved it.
So we'll have some results from that. WJ, when he gets back, I'm sure he'll fill me in on some
Oh,
of
good.
the
I hope I can get
ongoings.
some of that stuff for Need for Speed.
He's not on the chat room tonight, which he normally is, because he's probably sitting in the grandstands freezing
Oh, yeah, it's
because
cold
it's been
down there.
very cold down there.
I went
tonight.
down. It was like 40 degrees at night.
So, well, you know, it's 70, 80 in a day, and
Yeah,
it drops,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And Jay Slice, you're only supposed to put good stuff in the chat room. Actually, that is good stuff. Islanders 2, Rangers 1. I'm loving it.
Islanders, they're on a roll.
Sorry, 22 figure 8. I know you're a big Ranger.
They're on a roll,
But
man.
anyway.
I'll see them the 28th.
But some racing is upon us. When Daytona starts, that's when you get in your shop, get in your garage, get your local stuff ready. And I'm getting excited for 2015. I don't get excited about racing like I used to, but this year for some reason I am.
Well, you back driving again?
Yeah, in fact.
Working on that again?
Well, not only that, that's an ongoing thing. We're putting together real quick another car just to run Long Island. And then I have an opportunity to drive a figure 8 car, which I am not going to say who because I don't need certain quasi-officials squashing that deal. When I show up and get in the seat that day, that's when it's going to happen. So,
Got to put an in-car camera in that, baby?
so then what we'll do is, and I'm also working on a legend ride. I just want to go race. I want to go have fun like it used to be. Just want to go have fun. But I know 22 it's only the first period. Anyway. So, Kevin, I want to thank you and coming out here. I know it's a trip for you to come out to the studios here.
No, we did what we had to do to download
appreciate
all
it.
the stuff that
Yep,
you know,
appreciate
give
that.
you during the summer. I do plan on doing a lot of traveling, and I'll bring you all the different races. I'll be doing drag racing because I hooked up with my auto mechanic
Okay.
that works on my car. He told me about the Camaro and stuff. And then I'm going to be doing, like I said, Lebanon Valley, Orange County. I'm going to be doing Albany, Saratoga. I got free passes for that for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see some Mahoning Valley racing. Plus, me and my brother, like I said, we're talking to Sal Liccardi Jr. We're going to go back vintage racing. Probably only do it once a month or something like that. But Sal's got the itch to go. I got the itch.
All
My
right.
brother Steven, who knows? But
There you go.
Sal can pick up the car and go.
There you go. Kevin Bacik, Long Island Need for Speed. It's been always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's on every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Woodbury Cable. And if you live out in Hop Hog and Brookhaven, I hate to say it's on Friday nights, 2 a.m. So it's Friday morning, 2 a.m.
All right, DVR.
What do you-
DVR.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, we're going to wrap up. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of the busy schedule, whether you're in the chat room or just watching and listening. Thank you for being a part of our show tonight. This show is your show as much as it is my show. And we're here for you. This is our Monday night Let's Talk Racing. So again, thank you, everybody. Wherever your endeavors bring you this week, please be safe, be careful, enjoy what you're doing. Tell somebody you love them. God bless you all. We'll see you next week.
That's right.
Radio.com.